So literally about 1,000 in about 3 years.
Yeah.
Independent side.
Yeah.
Wow. Which is strong, by the way. Like that's a lot.
Thank you.
What do you attribute that success to if you look back? Because that's a good amount of income now. It's growing. It's not where you want it to be, but it's hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
It
right?
is.
Congrats. That's a huge. And a lot of people on here watching are like, dude, I want to be that. What do you attribute that fast success to over these last? And it's not where you want it to be. So it's kind of funny for me to say fast-paced success when you're like, it could have been faster.
Right. It could have been faster. It could have been slower.
Yeah.
I would say the success that I personally have enjoyed is purely a matter of work ethic and activity.
Welcome back to another CA Power Players podcast, live every Tuesday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm your host, Cody Askins. I'm here with the one and only Mr. Brian Thompson. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
You got it, buddy. Been in the YouTube channel before, not the podcast.
Nope.
So welcome on the podcast.
Thank you.
You've been to Springfield a lot.
I have.
The last, 11 months?
It's been 11 months since I met you, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
How's that been, man? It's been fun.
It has. It's been a ride. It's taken me places I never saw myself going.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Appreciate that. Where's your business evolved this year? When you look back and say, okay, here's what I was doing, here's what I'm doing now. Like, what are some of the, like, you look back at 2021, what are some of the things that really took off for you from a business standpoint that others can learn from?
Really, a lot of it was taking the time to evaluate what was working in the business, what was not.
Okay.
And the places where I needed to clean up my own efficiencies.
Yes.
Maybe cut loose some things that were not working the way that we had them set up. Yeah. But a lot of it has been access to people with more cross-selling experience than I'd had in the past, more product knowledge than I'd had in the past.
Okay. And
the ability to recognize more opportunity in the clients I already had.
Yeah.
Rather than just moving on from one to the next and not fully taking advantage of the opportunity in front of me.
Yes. For maybe those that haven't seen you on here before, how many clients are you managing and how long have you been in the business?
Originally started in Medicare in 2014.
Okay.
Right. Good. Now I'm expecting to end the year with right around 900 clients personally.
That's awesome.
I think we're at 1,400 underneath the agency.
Boom.
That's
a good amount.
Independent for 3, so it'll actually be 4 in June this year.
So literally about 1,000 in about 3 years.
Yeah.
Independent side.
Yeah.
Wow. Which is strong, by the way. Like that's a lot.
Thank you.
What do you attribute that success to if you look back? Because that's a good amount of income now. It's growing. It's not where you want it to be, but it's hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
It
right?
is.
Congrats. That's a huge. And a lot of people on here watching are like, dude, I want to be that. What do you attribute that fast success to over these last? And it's not where you want it to be. So it's kind of funny for me to say fast-paced success when you're like, it could have been faster.
Right. It could have been faster. It could have been slower.
Yeah.
I would say the success that I personally have enjoyed is purely a matter of work ethic and activity.
Boom. When you say work ethic, give me some examples.
So I'm the dummy that is out. Well, I don't care if there's a blizzard. I got 4-wheel drive. I can get there.
Yeah.
I'm the dummy that will drive to Kearney, Nebraska to sign somebody up because he needs help with what he's got.
And you're in Iowa. How far is that Kearney, Nebraska?
Yeah, it's a 10-hour drive.
Wow. You'll sign someone up for what? Over a 10-hour drive? Anything? Or
this particular client, I happened to already be in Lincoln, so it was only a 4-hour drive to get there particular day.
Cool.
But help him with his supplement and just started working him for the referrals and ended up with about 17 clients just in Kearney.
Wow.
Off of one supplement policy.
Most people would never want to go and like take that, especially that length of trip, not knowing what's going to come out of it. And you did it anyway. And a little lucky, you maybe didn't expect 17 referrals from it. Right?
No, absolutely didn't expect 17 referrals out of it. But there again, I'm the guy. I do what other people don't do.
Yeah.
So I will take the extra steps.
Yes. Have you always been that way?
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. That's a key success principle most people just don't think about. That's like, it's not hard. It's just showing up. It's taking another step. It's doing more.
It's a matter of not chasing the commission. I'm trying to help every client in the same way.
Yeah, for real. Outside of work ethic, you also mentioned, I don't know if I just said effort or ethic at the same time, but we'll combine those words and call it ethic from now on.
All right, perfect.
You also mentioned activity.
Yes.
Let's talk through activity. What is over these last 3 years, what did you have to do from an activity standpoint to succeed at this level?
Well, obviously, there's a lot of time spent running appointments.
Yeah.
But
so you're not just sitting at the house watching TV all day.
No.
Not
As
how
a matter
this
of
works.
fact, I have never had anybody walk into my house and say, "I'd like to buy insurance from you."
How do you think if we could fix that? If we could, what
If
would
we
do?
could fix that, I don't know. I don't want people in my house anyways. No, it's you have to go where the client is. You have to go where the referrals are. You have to go. So, working with the different financial advisors, working with the VA, working the
What's your best
senior
referral
centers.
source?
Right now, the VA.
Yeah. Wow. How'd you work that one?
I am a member of a group in Cedar Rapids called Elderly Consortium. I'm sure they have similar groups across the nation.
Okay.
But this one is everybody in the county that deals with the senior population.
Nice.
And my first year there, I took the opportunity to give a 30-minute speech. And one of the very first times I actually spoke to more than 12 people at a time. And
How was that?
I nearly passed out. But,
But you made it.
I did. There was only a little tunnel vision, you know.
Yeah.
But
It was part of the speech. I don't remember it all, but
oh yeah, there's
somebody said I blacked out.
at that particular point in time, giving an educational presentation, you couldn't even hand out a business card. So I laid out some of the funny rules that we had that Medicare made us run in order to just kind of break the ice at the beginning of the meeting.
Yep.
And at the end of it, I was taking questions, and the last question came from the VA director in Lynn County.
Wow.
Who said, "Can I have your business card?" So, which also helped break up kind of the ice at the end of the meeting, give me a way to get out of it.
Yes. That
But-
made you feel good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, that speaks to you getting out of your comfort zone. Doing something you're not comfortable doing. Did you have to volunteer? Does everyone speak? How'd that
No,
work?
you have to volunteer.
Wow. So you didn't have to speak.
No,
They didn't like tie your hands to the chair and say,
No,
all
not a
right,
bit.
there's a bunch of us here. Talk.
no, I actually had to fight people off for the opportunity.
Wow. Man. And you'd never spoke to more than like 12 at a time.
No.
How many were there?
75.
Wow. That's a good example,
It is.
right? Because you think about it, those are the people that are connected with the clientele that you're already working with in the county you're in. It doesn't get really any better than that.
No.
You know, that's pretty solid. That's huge. What's some other things you've learned over these last few years that other agents can learn from outside of just tips in general, things that you've done, things you're doing, things you've seen work?
Persistence,
Okay.
agility, and above and beyond anything else would be just absolute focus on ethics.
Yes.
I don't care what
That's
the
good.
situation is. You don't chase a commission.
Yes.
You help the person in front of you. I've got
Give an example of that. Maybe there's a new agent that's like, I don't understand what that means yet. Like, I haven't had a chance to take advantage of someone and make a lot more, like they're curious and maybe they don't even realize it if they're doing something wrong. Maybe you could educate them and help them.
So I walked into I was out actually passing out some birthday cards in a very small community. I think
Yes.
they've got all of 700 or 900 people in the community.
Wow.
But
Door knocking
door knocking, passing out some birthday cards, and
on that T65 map that you use.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Dallas.
Yeah, dude, practice what he preaches. He has like an app on his phone that he can get you guys access to. By the way, that is a T65 map where you can see the people on the map that are close to you that are turned 65. Then you can literally click on it and go to them. It's pretty neat.
It is.
It's
It
really
is.
cool.
But the very first time I passed out one of these birthday cards, the guy says, "Well, I'm not turning 65. I'm 69. But if you want to come in and talk about Medicare, I'm more than happy to listen to you."
Wow. So it was wrong info,
It was wrong info.
but it was phenomenal.
But who cares?
Incorrect info. Yeah.
But a couple, he had absolutely no Medicare coverage above and beyond A and B. Didn't have a drug plan. She had
How do you get to 69 and not have a drug plan?
I can't afford it. I can't afford it.
Now he's got a penalty forever.
I'm already paying $300 a month for my drugs.
And he has to pay a penalty forever. Oh, can't afford the drug plan because
can't afford the drug plans because I'm paying $300 a month for the drugs.
Yep.
His wife is 5 years older. When I met them, they were actually standing out in the yard splitting firewood because they couldn't afford to heat the house any other way.
Jeez.
She's paying just over $250 or $300 a month for her supplement every month. Did not have a drug plan. Her drugs were costing her $300 a month. Ended up helped them do a Medicaid application, which they'd tried to do themselves about 12 different times. Had never gone through. I did the Medicaid application for them.
Yep.
Came back during a open enrollment and signed them both up. He was more than happy to take the penalty on the drug plan on a $0 MA because he's now getting all of his drugs. I think it cost him $14 a month.
And he's
more than happy to pay that penalty.
Is it someone that just sold sups and didn't do drugs and just let someone?
He didn't have anything at all. He just didn't think he could afford it. We don't have the money for it. They had never heard of it.
How had someone sold him a supplement, or did they just buy it through the mail, or like how?
His wife, I don't remember. I think she actually bought it through her property casualty agent. Wow. But it was all he offered was this supplement through this company. Take it or leave it. This is the price, and they had no idea. They hadn't met anybody else that could educate them and help them out and take the time to help them.
Yeah, that's huge.
So it's not a house where you're going to write a $500,000 annuity. It's not a house where you're going to go get a couple life apps out of it. But by me spending a couple of hours there, and this place is far enough out, we had to go sit on the porch for me to get enough cell signal to do the Medicaid app with them.
Wow.
But we were a couple hours that I took and spent the time there changed their lives.
Yeah, and literally saved them thousands of dollars.
Their friends are already calling me saying, well, you helped them. Can you help us? So.
And you can't help them all the same way.
You can't, but
you can tell them the truth. And
I did the right thing. And
correct. Yeah, that's cool. You're also now transitioned into building a team.
Yes.
What do you look for? If an agent's out there, whether they want to join your team or not, if they're just out there and they're like, dude, I want to be a good agent, I want to be an attractive agent, I want to be, whatever. What do you look for in other agents?
I look for attitude and activity.
Okay.
Honestly, that's if you can get up in the morning and you can show up at the office and go out and talk to people, the rest of it I can train. I can teach you Medicare.
Yeah.
If you get in front of 100 people and can't make an appointment, I can probably help with that.
Yep.
If you get in front of 100 appointments and you can't close a sale, I can probably help with that.
Yeah.
But if you never leave the house because you're waiting for somebody to walk in and buy insurance from you at home,
right,
or you can't get out of bed before noon, those are problems that you need to solve on your own before I can actually help you.
Yes. That's good. Yeah. Because, they could say, hey, dude, I know everything. I'm great. I can get in front of people. But if they don't do anything, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. You can't help them then.
The best salesperson in the world isn't going to sell anything if he doesn't sit in front of a prospect.
True. Yeah. Strong. So good. Yeah. And what, if you had to say, okay, what's one thing business wise, like one specific thing, if you had to say, here's a business thing that is a myth, or that most people, it's incorrect, or people believe this, but you've learned that the opposite is actually true to help you scale a real business and a real company. Where does your brain go when I ask you a random question like that?
What is a myth?
Yeah, so something that people think is like earlier today, you mentioned that someone was working a lot, and they were like, dude, look at how much money I'm making. I'm doing real well. I built a business.
Oh.
And someone's like,
okay,
that was a cool example.
Okay, so this particular example, the person he's making a lot of money on advanced commissions, but it's products that, in my experience, have not seen a lot of persistency.
Sure.
And they're ripe for chargebacks.
Yep.
Especially the way I believe they're being sold.
Gotcha.
So
Well, there was also another example too, where you mentioned someone was working a lot and they were saying that like they thought they had a business, but really what they had is a job.
Oh, exactly.
Because
Okay.
without them,
Right. So I've got a great business. It was actually a mortgage broker I know. And after 3 or 4 years, she was showing her husband what she had made for the year and says, look at the business that I've built. And he says, well, you've built yourself a really nice job. But what happens if you don't go to work next week? Well, nothing happens. Okay, you've got a job. You don't have a business. A business runs even if you don't make it in that day.
Yeah.
Because you've trained your people and you have activity that's going to occur even if you can't make it in that day.
Yes. Is there a better opportunity than insurance to build a real business?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What makes you say that?
What other business can you go out and sell something that you have zero inventory?
That's good.
What other business? In what other business can one license help you to help so many different people?
True.
True. I don't know if there's any other concept out there where the knowledge that you have can really change somebody's lives.
Correct.
In so many different ways.
Yeah, because even real estate, which is compared a lot to insurance, it's, the inventory is someone's house.
Right.
It's not, that's made it really not your inventory, but it's something tangible.
And it's a one sale payday.
Yeah, it's a one sale payday. You're not building up residual income and renewals. And you're not really changing somebody's life.
Exactly.
You're selling them a house.
Right.
You're helping them buy or sell, which is cool. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same.
But the money to buy that house didn't come from you.
Yes.
So.
Yes. That's good.
Where, the couple I spoke about earlier that were splitting firewood, I changed their lives to the tune of about $1,200 a month by the end of the day.
Wow. That's a lot, man.
They don't have to split firewood anymore to keep the heat on.
Yeah.
They still do because they're stubborn, but that's,
sure.
That's a choice now.
Yeah. Yeah, which is great. Yeah, that's a big change. Also, how's Power Players been? You've been a part of that since July, since 8%. Was this your first 8%, by the way?
This is my first 8%. This is my first Power Players networking.
How's all that been for you? And for those that are like, I've never been.
The relationships and the networking are what has honestly changed my outlook more than anything else. I was with a different upline when I first went to 8%.
Yep.
Changed uplines, not merely because of 8%,
Sure.
but the getting to know more people in the industry and seeing what the opportunities are and how much more there was to offer than what I had before.
Yeah. There's a lot, man. It's crazy. And then to move into Power Players, like that's really cool. That's the coolest piece of what we're doing is you can learn so much from others. Like it's more of a peer-to-peer mentorship. Like you asked me for somebody's phone number just recently.
Yeah.
Right? And probably called them.
Called them, actually referred her a piece of business because it's in a different state with different laws. And I looked at it and said, why don't I give you to the expert?
Yeah, that's good.
But Power Players is really neat in the example that I rarely find people in my hometown who are driven the way I am. And everybody that I've met in Power Players is driven in the same way.
Yeah.
They are going to succeed. They're going to build something for the future.
Yes.
And they won't quit until they get there.
Yep. Someone doesn't have that drive like you do or other Power Players do. How do they find it? What do they do? Or are they helpless?
They have to find their calling.
Yeah.
I sold insurance for 6 years before I found Medicare and really felt like I was having an impact on people's lives.
Did you feel like you were having an impact before or not as much?
Not nearly as much, no.
Yeah.
It was more...
It wasn't as good of a fit, maybe?
It wasn't as good a fit, and it wasn't, I didn't have the same passion for it.
Do you think there's different types of insurance to be sold for different types of people?
Absolutely.
Or do you think everybody should just sell Medicare?
Oh, no, there's absolutely, I'd be very honest, I would rather gouge my eyes out than sell car insurance every day. But there is a need for it, and there is a need for somebody who is very, very good at it.
Correct.
It's not what I enjoy.
They're very service focused.
Exactly. It's very service focused. You can have just as big an impact on somebody's life.
True.
They may never realize it until the claim happens.
True.
But you can have the same impact on their lives that you can have with Medicare.
Yes.
It's just not it's not the fit for me.
Yeah.
I never really found a passion for it and the fulfillment that I get out of it until I started doing Medicare.
How would you recommend someone if they're like, dude, I think I'm selling the wrong type of insurance. I don't think I'm meant to do this, whatever X is.
Get out and talk to somebody. Talk to people that are not doing what you're doing and see what they're doing. See what the difference is.
It's good feedback because you never know.
I started employee benefits. I went to property casualty for a while and just could not find a passion in either one of those.
I have people email me message me all the time like, dude, I'm thinking about getting the insurance business. What should I sell? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball.
What are your interests?
Yeah.
What are your interests? What do you enjoy doing? What's your clientele? Who do you like to talk to? Yeah. I was just talking to somebody who's strong in the property casualty agency, but they don't feel like they can talk to a golf course owner as comfortably as they can talk to a truck driver because that's what they know. They're
working like commercial, like trucking.
Commercial, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's actually advice I just gave to somebody this morning. If you're trying to sell something and you don't understand the person that's buying it, you need to get out there and do what they do so that you understand it.
That's a good point. That's a real good point.
If I don't understand your problem, I can't really give you a solution for it. I'm offering a product.
Someone wants to learn more about you, buddy. How can they do that? Where do they go? How do they look you up? What do they email? What do they do?
Email is brian@parisiaadvisors.com. I'm sure Dylan will be nice enough to put a graphic on that everybody can actually spell it. My cell phone number is 319-899-8222. Feel free to give me a call, text me. I've got no problem. That's the same number Cody has. So yes, I do ignore it, but only when Cody calls. So
the real one, or I have or you and I have the fake one now. I don't know. Okay, it's Peritia. That's PERITIA.
Yes.
Advisors.com.
PeriSiaAdvisors.com.
Okay, cool. I love
look me up on the website and take a look at what we do.
That's right, man. Well, appreciate you sharing. Thank you for being a part of Power Players. Thanks for being a good buddy. Thanks for being in here as much as anybody this year. It says a lot about you. I've had a ton of fun. And welcome to the Power Players podcast.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Give Brian some love in the comments. See you on the next one. If you love this video, you know I got another one that you're going to love. I got a video just to your right here. Click on that. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. And I'll see you in there. I've got a new top 10 quit list that I'm going to share with you right now. I'm telling you, there are 10 things that you may or may not be doing, but you got to quit doing these things immediately. I'm telling you.